Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Throughout the Chalisa, Hanumanji is repeatedly described as courageous, as valiant, as brave. And this quality of having courage, of being brave, is one that is very useful to him as a warrior, but also very useful to him as a spiritual seeker. What is brave? The first time you jump into a swimming pool, the first time you sit behind the wheel of a car, the first time you share a secret, or the first time you walk away. Brave is to dare to do what you've never done before. And it's to dare to do what is right even though it hurts. It is to see your faults even though they're very ugly. And to stand up for what you believe, even if you stand alone. To be brave is to dream and to chase that dream. To be brave is to be the best that you can be and let go of the past. And like with so many quotes we hear, to be brave is to love even though you've been hurt, and to hope even though you see no light, and to smile when there is absolutely no reason to smile. But to be brave is to set yourself free. It is not something that some people are just born with, the lucky few. It is a quality that can be developed. It's a little bit like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it strengthens you. And what takes courage, what requires us to be brave is so different and diverse. Because it takes courage to stand up and speak, but it also takes courage to sit down and listen, depending on the situation. Sometimes it's the physical courage, but far more importantly, it's the spiritual courage, the courage to do what is difficult, but we know to be morally right. A story I had read that made quite an impact on me. It was late in the evening and it had grown very dark, and a man was walking through a park when he suddenly heard some screams coming from behind the bushes. He stopped and he listened and he understood it was a woman being attacked. And he heard the fighting and the muttering, and for several moments he stood there hesitating. Should I get involved? Shouldn't I get involved? He panicked and he was frightened because what about his own safety? Maybe he should just call the police, but of course by the time the police came, it might be too late. And he heard the woman's voice becoming squeaks. And he knew he had to act quickly. And he could just run away because the offender might have a knife, might have a gun, and it could be way beyond his capacity to be able to do anything. And torn in his own moral dilemma, finally he thought, well, don't even know who this is, why should I help? And just when he was about to walk away, he thought, no, how can I? I know she's being attacked. And so he goes around and reaches through the bushes and he pulls this offender out. And they ruffled on the ground for a few seconds and the guy gets up and runs away, the attacker. And so this man stood there catching his breath, overwhelmed probably by the whole situation. And being very dark, he couldn't see in the bushes who the girl was or where she was, how she was responding, but he had a sense that she was probably extremely afraid. And so he kept his distance and he cleared his throat and said, he's ran away. You can come out now, it's safe. And there was this very potent pause. And then he heard a soft voice saying, Dad, is that you? When his heart would have stopped because mine did when I read the story. He realized it was his youngest daughter. The cost we pay for not being brave is something very often we don't want to pay. Courage is being who we want to be. Think about it.